Rescue Training Session 4 makes the transition from rescuing responsive divers to rescuing unresponsive divers. You start by having students bring unresponsive divers to the surface, followed by the appropriate rescue procedures. One of the mental skills you teach is to note the victim's circumstances during the approach. To reinforce this, after each surfacing exercise, ask the rescuer whether the victim was face up or face down, was the mask on or off, and so on. This teaches your students to pay attention to these details. Rescuing the unresponsive diver at the surface is one of the most time-consuming skills to learn. The key to making learning efficient is to teach each student one method of mouth-to-mouth rescue breathing thoroughly before going any further. Determine the mouth-to-mouth position that works best for each student. Then have students practice everything from approaching the diver to beginning the tow with rhythmic rescue breaths. Repeat this without adding any other variables until students have it down. What you're doing is establishing a base skill upon which they can build. This generally makes learning more effective and faster. After students demonstrate adequate mastery with the initial mouth-to-mouth rescue, they generally pick up mouth-to-pocket mask and mouth-to-snorkel much more quickly. Move on to equipment removal only after they demonstrate adequate mastery of all three types of rescue breathing, again emphasizing the low priority of removing gear. Reinforce the entire skill sequence by beginning every drill with the approach, regardless of what variations students practice. The scenario practice for this session plays an important role in developing the thinking and evaluation aspects of rescuing an unresponsive diver. Transition into scenario practice by assigning breathing and non-breathing victims. By telling students to assume they're close to safety or have a long swim. And by altering what equipment they can assume they do and don't have. Add in some realistic surprises, such as having a floating, face-down diver turn out to be a tired diver trying to catch her breath. Remember, everything they've learned to date is fair game for a drill.